Schedules are being released in college football. That's got to get you pumped up. It does us here at the Voice of College Football. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media, and subscribe right here. We start out with our review of Notre Dame for 2023 and the Irish, known for scheduling tough. However, in recent years, ever since they signed that ACC contract and because the ACC has been ugly, bad, the Notre Dame schedule has lightened up considerably in recent years. Still formidable, still legitimate, competent, capable, decent schedule, but not nearly as daunting as in past years. But here in 2023, you could make a case for Notre Dame playing one of the very toughest schedules in college football. Let's check it out. It starts with week 0. How about that? Notre Dame taking on Navy, and no Ken Niumatalolo. After 15 years as Navy head coach, he's out, replaced by defensive coordinator Brian Newberry. Notre Dame obviously has dominated this series with Navy. 79-13 is the overall record in this series. Navy hasn't won the matchup since 2016. Fortunately for those folks in Dublin, Ireland, some mercy on them. They don't have to watch Nebraska football this year. They were supposed to watch the Huskers 2 years ago against Illinois, and then, of course, they watched Nebraska Northwestern. It was a good game, but they get Navy and Notre Dame, who have played overseas in Ireland in past years. That's game number 1, week 0, August 26th. Then we've got a September 2nd matchup against Tennessee State. How often does Notre Dame play an FCS? Taking on the Tigers in week 2. Then they start their ACC season. And I say that because Notre Dame does not belong in the ACC. They don't belong to the ACC, but they play 6 ACC games. It's typically 5. This year it's 6 against the ACC, so add on 2 more, and they might as well play for the conference championship as they did in 2020. NC State minus Devin Leary coming to South Bend. Of course, the Wolfpack went 8-5 this past season. The Irish have lost 2 of 3 in this series against NC State, last playing in 2017. Then a date against Central Michigan from the MAC. The Chippewas, a rough season in 2022 at 4-8, 3-5 in the conference. This is the first time Notre Dame has faced Central Michigan. And then the big clash against Ohio State. The Buckeyes and the Irish got together in Columbus last year in game number 1. This time, 5 games deep for Notre Dame to get ready for Ohio State. They last played in South Bend in 1996. Irish have lost 5 consecutive to the Ohio State Buckeyes, including 21-10 last season. Back to ACC play. At Duke and a capable Blue Devils team under Mike Elko with Riley Leonard at quarterback, the Dukies finished off at 9-4 this season with a bowl win against UCF. Notre Dame leads the series at 5-2. Then we get our next ACC matchup for Notre Dame on the road back-to-back on October 7th, taking on new head coach Jeff Brom and the Cardinals. Then it's USC coming to South Bend on October 14th. Of course, Notre Dame took it on the chin against Caleb Williams and company last season, 38-21. Notre Dame leads the series 48-37-5. They have won 4 of 5, but lost at the Coliseum last year. Then they get a bye week. So if you look at the weeks of October 7th through the end of the month, Notre Dame gets 2 bye weeks during a pretty difficult stretch there. So they get the 2 byes, unlike most teams in college football, because they play the week 0 game. It's USC on the 14th. Then at the end of the month, Pitt comes to town. Irish lead this long-standing series 49-21 with 1 tie. The last time they met, Pitt and Kenny Pickett were no match for Notre Dame, 45-3 in 2020. Then Notre Dame starts off the month of November going to Clemson, and of course Notre Dame's biggest win of the year at home against the Tigers, blasted them 35-14 this past season. This time they get Cade Klubnik from the opening snap in a series that has been played 5 times since 2015. And Notre Dame trails the series 4-3, and this has meant ACC championships in 2020, a college football playoff appearance in 2018, always a huge game, non-conference, Notre Dame at Clemson. Another ACC matchup for the Irish. Sam Hartman takes on his former teammates as Wake comes to town. The Irish have played the Demon Deacons 4 times between 2011 and 18, winning all 4, and then the traditional matchup against Stanford, not against David Shaw, but against Troy Taylor, the incoming coach from Sacramento State. And, of course, Notre Dame upset by Stanford at South Bend this past season. That's the last game on November 25th. If you look at Notre Dame and the schedule and the aggregate record of these teams, it's mighty impressive what Notre Dame is facing here in 2023. These teams have a record from last season of 89-55 in FBS play, 81-39 out of the Power 5 teams. So these Power 5 teams that Notre Dame's playing, so that's everyone minus Navy, Tennessee State, and Central Michigan. 9 games on the schedule against Power 5 teams, 81-39. That compares to an aggregate Power 5 record that Notre Dame faced this past season in 2022 of 67-50. So again, Notre Dame with the likes of the best teams in the ACC, Clemson, Pitt, NC State, and others, an improving Duke program, Louisville, and then of course the toughies against USC in particular during the month of October. That's our review of Notre Dame's schedule. It looks like a 9-3 finish for the Irish as we eyeball it here early at the Voice of College Football. Your thoughts down below, and let us know which schedule you would like us to review next, right here at the Voice of College Football.